Yo, guys, how's it going? Welcome. Yeah, welcome back, everyone. Welcome to another stream. Drop a comment if you're tuning in, guys. Let's see who's here. Dan, how's it going? Welcome, mate. Charlie, how's it going, bro? Welcome. Yeah, let's have a look at gold really quickly. Yeah, gold's having a sell-off here. This could be interesting. This could be interesting on gold. I'm interested in sells. If we get a nice closure below, that'll be good for me. If we get a closure below this level, that's what I'm looking for. Let me just share the link really quickly to everybody who's waiting on Telegram. 1 second. There we go. Right, nice one. But yeah, good to see everyone here. Come on, brother. How's it going, Ashton? Well, how's it going? Welcome. Angie, welcome. Yeah, there could be a potential entry soon on gold. Like I said, I didn't really want to be long in gold until we closed above here. I'll break that down in a second. TG, how's it going? Angie, welcome again. Yeah, how's it going? Good to see everyone here. Hi, Joe. Hopefully another good week. Yeah, let's crush it, bro. I think I can actually say it. I think around 2K last week, which wasn't too bad. Obviously, you know, you have to have profit splits and stuff, but it's still not bad. I'll break gold down in a second, in a couple of minutes. Like I say, guys, welcome to everybody who's tuning in. As always, feel free to drop a question whenever. Any questions are absolutely fine. So drop a question. Make sure you drop a like. Subscribe if you're not already. And enjoy the stream, okay? So let's have a good session. Let's see if we can catch some positions. Like I say, I've got my top step loaded and ready here. This is currently a combine. I've got like 800 or something to pass, so we'll try and pass that today. But yeah, that is the like I say, I've got four express accounts linked to. Let me just make sure of something really quickly. Where are we? Bear with me, guys, just whilst I switch. Right, we're back. Nice one. I just wanted to make sure my account numbers weren't showing on these accounts, but yeah, we've got 4 express accounts linked here, and they're off, so it's all good. So like I say, if I see an entry, we'll take it. If not, we'll see. But what I'm looking for on gold, daily candle. If we look at last week, you know, we closed week bullish. You know, we closed that week bullish, and we took these highs here. Okay. The weekly took some highs, so it means we've taken some liquidity to the upside. But there's nothing to say that this new week can come and wick fill last week at all. There's nothing to say that we can't push and start wick filling some of these highs up here and continuing to push higher. That's why I'm always open to both sides as much as possible. Because, like I say, last week took them highs, closed week bullish, but there's nothing to say that we can't continue to push higher. Okay. So that's what I'm looking for on gold on the weekly. There's not really much to look at. Daily's having a decent little pullback. Look what gold's done. Pushed higher, pullback. Pushed higher, pullback. Like I said, there's nothing to say that gold can't just continue this push higher. All right. So, like I say, if I am looking for longs, we've got some good targets. If I'm looking for them shorts too, there's good targets. So, what I said to the community, like I say, I've just released the market update for the community. I was saying if we can close back above here, I'm going to be looking for them longs. And look what gold's done. Gold's come very close into this level and started reversing. Anybody getting too itchy to enter the market? Let me just make sure that the community have the link. Yeah, so look what gold did. I was looking for closes back above here. I was looking for closes back above this level here. And look what gold's done. Gold's come very close to this level and started reversing to the downside. So if you just drop onto the 15, okay, if you look at the 15 here, anybody seeing any retail traders or new traders who don't really understand how gold moves, all them traders who are longing here at this level, not understanding that we need that closure, well, look, they're in loss now. they're getting too itchy to enter the market. They're taking a loss. They're in drawdown. That's not what I do. And anybody who trades gold, you should really wait for the clauses, okay? Wait for the clauses. So if I'm going to be long in gold, it will be on clauses above the range like so. You know, if we get that strong closure, candle closure, obviously it will be green. 1 second. Obviously it will be green like so. But if we get that green candle closure, I'm going to be looking for longs then into all this liquidity above. Look, you've got these highs here, okay? But main targets are these highs right here, okay? So that's what I'm looking for on gold. These highs to be taken. Yeah, welcome guys. We've got 25 in right now. Like I say hi if you're just tuning in. That's what I'm looking for on longs. You can see, look, support, resistance, now acting as resistance, failing to close above here. So I think if we get above here, we are quite clear. We've got 70 ticks into them highs, which is absolutely fine, especially for intraday. Okay, 30-minute again. What am I waiting for? I'm waiting for clauses below a level. I'm not looking to long too early. I'm not looking to short too early. Look at this. What's price done here? Acted as resistance. What's it done here? Acted as support. Okay, so if I'm going to be looking to sell gold, it's going to be on clauses below this level now, because like I've already mentioned, anybody getting into the market too early down here at this big level, well, guess what? Exactly the same as if you got into longs too early. You'd be in a stop loss. And that's why I don't trade ranges. You know, people trading ranges within here. Well, look, both buyers and sellers in a range are in stop. Okay? Look at them. The buyers who bought too early within the range are in a stop loss. The sellers who sold too early within the range are in a stop loss. Well, they're in drawdown. Both of them are in drawdown. You trading ranges and waiting for clauses really does prevent a lot of drawdown, and it prevents a lot of silly trades. And that's all I'm preventing right now is me getting trapped in a potential range. Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. Targets for sells, like I've already mentioned this to the community. I'm going to be looking to take these laws out here and trade into some of this structure here. Okay, we got some good structure to trade into here, which I'm looking to take out. So that is my target, really, this level. So it's a good first management point. If I do get them sells, it'll be that sort of management point there. Does that make sense, everybody? Does that make sense? If you've got any questions about what I've gone over, please let me know. Please let me know. Let me just screenshot this analysis really quickly for the community. Put it in here. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's what I'm looking for. That is what I'm looking for. Yeah, appreciate everyone who's liking as well. Cheers for the likes, guys. Nice one. Can we smash 20 today? Can we smash 20 today? We normally do. We normally crush it. But yeah, I'm watching this structure here for buys. Sells below here. You can see, look, resistance. Okay. Was looking at the 1530. That actually makes you decide what time frame you use. Yeah, that's it, really. I mainly just watch the 15 and 30 for my ranges. I don't really look at the hourly. 15 and 30 for my ranges, and 15 and 30 for my closures. You know, if I can find a candle closure outside the range on the 15 and 30, that's fine. Let's have a look at the 15 here. Is the 15? Yeah, 50. The 15. The futures and the gold XAU chart are quite similar today, which is good. You know, sometimes you see highs and lows get taken differently, but today they're quite bang on. What makes you choose between the two time frames, though? Which one you're going to use? Whatever looks cleaner. So for me, the 30 looks really clean here. You can see how many times we've wick rejected this level. Look, how many times we've respected it here. For me, it just depends like what is cleaner and what has less bodies going through the level. Like look here on the 15 a little bit here. Can you see the bodies that are just crossing through the level? It's not as clean as the 30 because the 30 hasn't really got that. And it hasn't really got it down here too. That's what I look for. Hey bro, how's it going? Fabio, welcome mate. Welcome. How are you? Hope you're crushing it. Yeah, has anybody taken any trades today? Has anybody taken any positions? I've just taken one Nasdaq trade. I took a... Oh, here we go. Nasdaq could be breaking out. Nasdaq has taken them targets. Yeah, you might need to let Nasdaq do its thing a little bit here. Taking them highs. We have just taken these highs to the left. You know, if Nasdaq gets back above this level here, I think you could have a little run higher. That is the only thing that's stopping it. This level here at 21.788. Resistance, resistance, resistance. We will see. Yeah, I'd say that... Yeah, Nasdaq's trapped within here for now. No trades yet. Yeah, not. I've only taken one combine trade here. I took a little win here. Yeah, I took a win here this morning. Oh. Not mean to smash my camera out of the way. But yeah, like I say, we've got some decent ranges here on gold. Decent range here on gold to watch, which is good. Yeah. Guys, has anybody been asked onto the new Top Step dashboard thing, the new platform? Has anybody been asked to use it yet? I got mine last week. I got asked to go and use it last week, which isn't bad really. It's quite clean when you get used to it. What's our move? I'm going to be looking... I'm interested in sells, really. I like sells below this level. It's very clean for me. Especially with... If you look at the 4-hourly too, 4-hourly has had a little retracement, taken some liquidity. It could push lower, but I'm open to both sides, really. I am really open to both sides. But if we get a closure below here, then yeah, I'm definitely open to sells. I'd want this 15 to get below, and then I'd be looking for sells down into this level here. Okay. Yo, Paul, how's it going, mate? Welcome. Yeah, welcome, Paul, mate. On Yen, good stuff, good stuff. Yeah, me, I like this range. This is a lot cleaner. And it's super important to understand on gold that after a big push, you're going to get a pullback and you're going to get a new range. Okay, like, look at this. look at this. You've got a range here. Look, you break above. This is where I took buys. Okay, this is where I'd take buys. You know, if I was trading at this time, this is where I would take buys. So I'd get the push higher after the breakout. And then am I looking to buy up here? No, because where I'd want to take buys is after the breakout here. Okay, what will gold always do after a breakout? And once your targets have been taken, it will always pull back and it will always range. And look what it's doing now. 1 second. It's creating a range. So when I get the breakout again, now I can start looking to enter. Up here, this is where retail and newer traders get trapped when they start longing after a big push already, which has already happened. I'm not. I'm waiting for a pullback, new targets, and I'm waiting for a breakout of this range now. If I get the breakout, then I can start looking for entries again. Have you, has anybody, Paul, have you taken anything today? Okay, so you say it's been selling action. Will there be a pullback or will it be a pull? I don't know, Ashton. That's the thing. Like, I'm open to both sides here. That's why I've got my range, because my range will tell me which direction gold wants to push. You know, overall, if it breaks below, I'll take sells because I've got targets to sell down into. If I break above, well, I've got targets to trade into above, so I'll buy too. Right now, within here, there's literally nothing until I break out, okay? Once it breaks out, that'll tell me what direction it wants to push. But, like, it can push up, that's fine for me. It can also break below, that's also fine. Same with Nasdaq here, look. Nasdaq's within this range, like, I'm going to let it tell me what it wants to do. I took a trade at 7. Yeah, Angie, you took that. That was very good. That was textbook. Let's break that down really quickly. You should be very happy with this trade. Look at this. Break out of the range. Broke out of the range. Closed nice and bullish. You've got your levels to trade into above here. Well, look at that. There's your long trade. Stops on the level. Looking for the play higher. Look at that move. Very, very clean stuff. That's a textbook entry. Textbook. Yeah, you should be happy with that trade. And gold, just look at that. Nice push there. How many ticks? 100 ticks? Can't complain with that. Let me reverse. I need to put my range and targets back on. Yeah, good trade there, Andrew. Nice work. If I was on the chart active, I'd have definitely taken that. 100%. That's just a textbook trade. Did you take that, Angie, did you take that on a personal account or did you take that on a funded account? What did you use? Funded, nice. Good stuff, good stuff. Who are you trading with? Top Step or another prop firm? Mean says brought to the downside and it takes out targets, so you're waiting for a new range. Will you wait for a pullback? Or when you say a pullback, do you just mean create a new range? Ah, okay, yeah. So sometimes gold, you know, after a big push, sometimes it will pull back and range. Sometimes it will have a big push and it will range like so instantly after the push. If it ranges like this and you've got targets to take up here, that's fine. You can have a breakout and then you can trade into them targets. But if there's no targets, well, you need the pullback to create the targets, if that makes sense. So it depends. If there's targets, well, yeah, you can trade that breakout. If there's no targets, well, you can't because you need the pullback to create targets to trade. Okay? Like here, it created a range. It created a range after the push higher. But there weren't any real targets, only all the way up here. So it was quite difficult. And we've actually had the pullback, which is better. Top one, yeah, good, Angie. Perfect. But if you're seeing where you're drawing the bullish line, what if that's bearish? It's the same, Ashton. It doesn't matter if it's bullish or bearish. It's the same concept. Like, if you're looking for sell, if it's bearish, then you'd be waiting for a pullback to then go short again. It's just the flip. It's just the opposite of bullish. Same concepts, but opposite. Here we go. Is Nasdaq? What's Nasdaq doing here? See, I like Nasdaq because you've got some good targets. Look, good targets here, good targets here. Look at that. It's basically untested levels that price needs to come and take. I'd need stronger clauses though. I'd need a stronger clause. Yeah, sound. All good, Ashton, man. All good. Good question. Good question. If there's no targets, it needs to pull back to create some. Love that. That's my W for the day if I don't get any trades. Yeah, 100%. That's what I mentioned in the... I mentioned that in the community too, in like the trading tips channel. You know, like the tips or like the quick sort of like videos that I edit. Like after a big push and you've taken all your targets, well, you need a pullback to create new targets to trade. Like, you know, it's all good trying to buy here, but there's no reason for the market to push higher. Once it pulls back and creates targets, then there is a reason for it to push higher. Okay? There's no reason to push higher, then there's going to be no trades into that high. Well, very unlikely. Yeah, cheers for the likes, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it. If you haven't already, guys, I do drop a like. It does help the videos out. It does help the lives. Not in yet. No, I need a closure, mate. There's no closure out of this range just yet. Could get choppy in here. I don't want to get chopped about in a range. If anything, it's going to be Nasdaq. A potential Nasdaq trade. Yo, Muslims Humor, how's it going, mate? Welcome. What's your name, by the way, bro? First name, just so I can call you by that. The angels up in the night. Yeah, but I hope everyone's having a good day. Like I say, let's break out of this. But yeah, Nasdaq's probably the next sort of entry for me, potential entry. I am watching this range here. Could potentially push higher. We'll see, we'll see. Gold as well, gold. 30 an hourly could set up. Please tell us if you see any show. We love good news. Yeah, I mean, if I take anything, I'll take it on my Top Step accounts. You know, I've got like 250k being traded here. So we'll see. Guys, if you want me to have a look at any other charts, well, whether that's crypto, other forex pairs that you look at, drop them in the comments and I'll analyze and see what I think. Let me know what it is though that you're trading. Yeah, let me check these comments again. 1 second. Yo, Naz, how's it going, mate? Welcome, Naz. Yeah, welcome, Naz. Hope you're good. My name's a little bit long, but you can call me San. San, welcome to the stream, mate. Good to see you here again. Good to see you here again. Yeah, welcome, mate. Welcome. How's your day been today, Naz? Have you taken anything, guys? If anybody's taken any trades, drop a message. Let me see. Let me see your entries. Currently waiting for a closure here on gold. Get out of this range and we're good. Get out of this range and then we're good. My first target for gold sells, my first target is going to be down here. This will be my target. 3307 area-ish. No news to give us good volume today. Yeah, we'll still get volume. It'll just be pure price action volume pure price action that we get. News, to be honest with you, red folder news hasn't been as impactful as like Trump and tariff news or war news. So you're probably going to hear something. You're probably going to hear something. So you just got to sit on your hands and trade the price action. because there isn't as much news this week. There isn't as much red news this week. Quiet day so far, no trades. How about you? Just one trade in a combine, Naz. I took a long on Nasdaq here. A nice little $700 win. About $700 win. I'm watching Nasdaq here though. I like Nasdaq if we can get a strong closure here. So I might be taking some Nasdaq long soon. Like I said, I'd need some targets, but we'll see. We'll see when it breaks out. Not big, just £30 today. Good stuff, MX. That's it. Profit's profit. Just guys. The main thing isn't from the start how much money you make. It's not about that. You know, when you focus on the money, your trading is not going. You're not going to be trading correctly 100%. Focus on taking good trades, valid trades, and staying consistent with that, and the money will just come naturally. You know, the more you stay consistent trading the plan, the more valid entries you take. Obviously, the more you stick to the plan, a profitable strategy, you know, the more funding you're gonna be able to pass in with time, and with time, the money comes naturally with that. You don't need to change anything. You just need to stay consistent and trade good, and the money will come. Okay. If you do stick to that plan. Like I say, it's not guaranteed. You can be staying consistent with an unprofitable plan, but if you've got a profitable strategy, then that is the case. See if I can get another of these combines past today. We'll see. Like I say, I've got a combine. I've got 4 expresses on the go. I've got 1 combine on the go too. So there's about 300k, 250k being traded. You know, 4 express accounts linked. That's the thing as well. Yeah, you're right there, Ashton. That's the thing. Like, if you said to me, Joe, there's a trader who has a $200,000 account, but he's not consistent. Is consistent sometimes, but then he goes off plan, revenge trades, formals. But then you've got another trader who's got a $1,000 account, who's very consistent. I would want to be the $1,000 trader who is perfectly consistent, because even though the first trader who has a bigger balance, okay, he has a bigger balance, yeah, but in the long term, you know, in the next 5 years, he's not going to have a bigger balance. He's going to lose money. Even though he's got 100k, he's going to lose money. And the person who's got 1k, well, they're just going to stay consistent and scale with time, because that's all that will happen, and they'll have more. So it's just a game of understanding the probabilities and trading the probabilities, and understanding that scale and money will come with time. You still holding any crypto? Yes, I am, mate. I am holding some crypto. Like I say, this is just a patience game as well. I'm holding from here, from 0.8. So I'm up about 4% since I actually bought in down here. So, and I'm up on this crypto since I bought in here 15%, which isn't bad. We're up 15% on this crypto, and I got in Link down here, so we're about break even. So we're up about 20% in total. Not bad. But I bought in like 3 or 4 cryptos like a few months ago. Let's have a look at gold. Gold's starting to do a little bit of something, which is good. Hey, Joe, can I ask you a question? 100%. Zempire. Ask away, mate. Nice, man. Good entry. Yeah, not bad. To be honest, I thought I would have got a little bit closer to the bottom, but with crypto, it's all about patience. Most people lose in crypto because they'll buy. They'll see it go down like 30%, and then they'll just get out, and then they've just lost like 20% or something. And you're like, yeah, of course you're going to lose. You just got to be patient with it. Joe, do you recommend scaling up quite quick? Because I'm thinking about proving myself 10k. Then yeah. So what I'd say, this is what I would personally do. Like I say, you got to understand your own position. But what I would personally do is just pass maybe one challenge, maybe like a 10 or a 50k challenge, whatever you want to take, and then from there, prove to yourself that you can take a couple of payouts, actually take something out the market, okay, and then once you've got a little bit of something, whether it's $500 payout, $1,000 payout, whatever, it's just an example, then use that to try and scale up a little bit, because you've proved yourself that you can pass a challenge. You've proved yourself that you can take money from the market with payouts. The only difference that you need to do now is actually scale it to multiple accounts, and then instead of taking 1k on multiple accounts, it's going to be 5k. So you don't change anything. You don't increase size. You don't increase trade. How many trades you're taking. The only thing you're changing is how many accounts you're trading it on. So instead of trading it on one account, you're trading it on 6 accounts. Instead of getting 1 payout, you're getting 6 payouts. Okay? That's the difference. Alright? Nice, man. Yeah, nice. Cheers. What do you think of ETH? I'm just holding that at the moment. Let's have a look. I actually don't hold Ethereum, but it has had a nice push there. It's not really pulled back a lot, has it? Oh yeah, it has. The daily. Had a very... Where did you buy from? That was the best point. That's where I would have been looking to buy Ethereum. It'd have been down here. After it took that liquidity and closed bullish, that's where I'd be looking to enter. But the reason I stayed away from Ethereum is because the risk to return on investment for me just isn't... You know, you're holding... It's not bad if you've got a big size on it, but if you're holding, you know, for like maybe like half a year into these highs, you know, like almost a 2x, for me, there's other cryptos that, you know, you can get like a 3 or 4x on. And yeah, I think that you need to have a lot of capital. Did you backtest your strategy before you started it? Yeah, I backtested so many years, mate. Backtested and forward tested many years. Yeah, my strategy is very proven, profitable, but not just in backtesting, but in forward tested data too. Like like even if you just go to the free Telegram, or if you go to like the YouTube lives, like whatever, it's proven that how profitable it actually is. And obviously with my forward testing and my journaling too, you can see that long term it's profitable. Bought around 1300, perfect, great entry there. I trade ICT. Been learning ICT for the past 6 months, and I'm trying to trade, but when I see the chart, I start trading impulsively without any context. Zempire, the problem is, the problem is as well, mate, is trading ICT, it makes you try to guess and predict the chart and the market too much. That's a trait that comes with a lot of ICT traders, is because they're trying to, you know, they find an area of interest, and price will come into the area, it'll be bullish into the area, and they go, okay, price has to reverse from here because the algorithm's kicking in. And that is the most stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. What is to say that prices has to reverse from here? There's nothing to say that. So what are you creating? At this point here, you're creating a mindset. You know, it's a toxic mindset of I have to be right. If I'm not right, then I'm a bad trader. And what they'll do is they'll put this bias on the market that it has to reverse because ICT himself said it has to. And what will happen? Price will just continue bullish and take them out, and then they'll start revenge trading up here because they think it has to reverse at some point. And that is something that I don't do. I react to the market. Look, market is in this range. If it breaks above, then if it breaks above, then I'll look for longs. Look, I'm not trying to predict sells here. The market's pushing higher. Why would I predict sells? If the market's breaking above, I'll take buys. If it's breaking below, I'll take sells. I'm open to both sides, okay? Zempire, I've just actually started with TradeZella. So yeah, you can look into TradeZella for journaling. I've been trading about 6 months myself. I can tell you Joe's way of trading is the best I've learned. Appreciate that, mate. Appreciate that, Ashton. Like I said, I try to keep it simple. I try to keep it simple and trade all I need. Like I said, trade as simple as it needs to be. There's no need to be overcomplicating everything. Like trading's not, like I've already said, trading's not a science. Trading the market isn't science. It's literally what's in front of you. ICT set me back years, Phil. Yeah, it does with a lot of people. It creates a toxic mindset. It really does create a toxic mindset. And it doesn't help that 90% of new traders instantly start trading ICT because they think it's the only way to trade. And if you're not trading that way, then you're wrong. But I'm very, very profitable with 2 levels on my chart. You know? Very profitable with 2 levels. And I'm not hating, guys. If you trade ICT and it works for you, perfect. Carry on doing that. Carry on. Seriously. I don't care what strategy anybody trades. If you trade Bollinger Bands, if you flip a coin, if you ask your mum what you want, what you should do, and that works, do it. You know? Like, I don't care like what you trade. If it works for you, do it. But I know like most ICT traders struggle with that. Being like, a lot of them don't like being wrong because they hear about this algo, they hear about it has, like they have the mindset of it has to do this, it has to do that. It's coming to this fair value gap, it has to do this. Like, the market doesn't have to do anything. Okay? Do I trade breakouts? Yes, I do, mate. I trade breakout of ranges. Range breakouts, and I trade what I see in front of me. The most important thing, if you're taking anything away, is trade what's in front of you. Don't try to predict. Just trade what's in front of you. If it's breaking above, I'll look for buys. If it breaks below, I'll look for sells. Obviously, if it's valid, my playbook. It's because all the ICT guys are famous, Joe. Yeah, 100%. It's literally it. Most of them, that's the thing as well, like most gurus trade ICT. Most Dubai traders, like TGR, I'm not hating. He might be profitable, he might not be, I don't know. But that's, people see it online, people see the cars and people go, ICT, I need to do ICT. It's like, Speaking facts, man. Yeah, like I say, no BS. Straight to it. What's Nasdaq doing here? Yeah, Nasdaq's not breaking out either. If I wanted to get in Nasdaq, I'd like to get in Nasdaq buys like there. It'd be a half risk entry, but that would be the entry if it did set up. What's your thoughts on FX Alex or FX Alex G? No comment. No comment. To be honest with you guys, I'm going to be honest. I don't really look at anybody else, to be honest. I'm so focused on what I'm doing here and with the community that I don't really have time to look at anybody else. Yeah, like sometimes I'll scroll on YouTube, scroll on TikTok, and I'll see some people pop up, but I don't want to follow what others are doing. He's a paper trader. I've heard that. Like I say, I don't want to start rinsing people. Yeah, I'm watching gold here for some longs, okay? I'm going to be watching for some potential longs on gold. Could be on the hourly close. We don't know. Let's see. But yeah, I'm going to be looking for some longs here. Hourly's looking very nice. Hourly closes above here, then I think I'm going to try and take longs into these highs here. All right. Get a nice tight stop loss and be good. Charge this. Nice. Flipped $100 into $1 million. See, that's the biggest red. That's the biggest trade in red flag. That's the biggest trade in red flag. Account flippers. Long breakout. I say, yeah, we'll see. If it breaks out, we'll look for the trade. If it doesn't, then there'll be no trade until we do. That's the thing. One thing you'll understand with me, guys, is I'm very patient. And I'll only trade to the plan. Okay? I'll only trade to the plan and I'll stay patient. It's because it's needed. Do I set hard TPs? Yeah, sometimes. If I'm leaving a runner, I'll have a set TP, yeah. Like, for me, I think gold has a good chance of pushing into these highs here. If it's going to break higher, it has a good chance of pushing into these highs too. So that'll be like my overall TP. £200 into 70k in 20 days. Paper trades. Gets lucky and makes a YouTube video. Oh my, it's crazy. It is crazy. And people believe it as well. People believe that. To be fair, if I first started trading, I had no idea like what a fake trader was. I would, but you know, I've got 7 years of experience, so I can't say how do people believe it because it's very believable when you start. It is. It's very believable when you start. So, like I said, I can't really say anything. I understand why people do. Yeah, gold 30 an hourly. Gold 30 an hourly is what I'm watching. For some potential longs. What's your bias for the day? Bias for the day? I don't really have a bias. I'm just waiting for a breakout, Bobby. Yeah, a breakout of this range. If I get below this level here, I'll be looking for sells at 33.12. If I get back above 33.22, I'll be looking for buys. So I could be taking some buys soon. Potentially after this hourly closure. Cheers for the likes as well, guys. Smashed it. 16 likes. Appreciate it. If you haven't already, and you're enjoying the stream and you're taking some value, please make sure to drop a like. Subscribe as well if you're not already. Joe might do a new rule at levels which we are target, set full TP at them, full price more likely to bounce. Yeah, potentially, Ashton. Like I say, you'll need to test it over a decent period of time. The main thing is just testing it and seeing, like, going through your trades over a few months and seeing if that actually does play out. So you see gold sells where our target is. Yeah, so you've got a decent... Yeah, I know what you mean. So you've got a decent level here. Is that what you mean? Yeah. I just manage at them points. I just manage there. Yeah, Roger's good. Roger's good. Yeah, give it a go. And let me know, Ashton. I personally just manage at levels and take profits at levels, and I take profits at highs and lows. So can you see? Highs, and I've got a decent level here. So if I get a closure below this level here, as soon as price comes into this level, I'll be taking profits, going break even, and then taking full TP at my lows. Okay? But yeah, welcome everyone. Guys, I'm just going to go and get some water. Bear with me 30 seconds. I get some water, I'll be back. All right. Oof. On what time frame are we going to buy? I'm going to be looking to buy on the 15 and 30. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I don't tell anybody else to say buy or sell. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, mainly my time frames that I look to enter on are the 15 and 30. It really depends. Whatever sets up cleanest. If the 30 closes above and it sets up, because like I say, I've got different entries that I look for. Jaws the GOAT though, nice one. I've learnt the most being in his community and following his strategy. Yeah, appreciate that. Naz, nice one. No, I really do. Appreciate that, bro. Nice one. $30 30's looking clean. What's Nasdaq doing? See, is Nasdaq going to break out? Possibly. Because if I wanted to enter Nasdaq, it'd be half risk entries here. It hasn't really pushed much, but that's what I'd be watching. Yeah, let me update the gold range really quickly in the community. Oh, nice, Kev. Good stuff, man. Good little win there. 15 minute. Yeah, I trade the 15, mate. Not I'd look for Nasdaq buys on the 15 down here, but not anymore. I can't look to trade this until we get a breakout, really. Yeah, so like I said, let's see. The next thing is, how does this 30 clause? If this 30 clause is bearish, then I can take some sells into this level. This 30 clause is bearish now. I'm going to be looking for some sells down, because that'll be a half risk entry for sells. But it depends if we can close bearish or not. You know, if this candle here closes bearish like this, then I'll be looking for the next candle to push down. So I'll be looking for sells on this candle, stops above the wherever the high is, looking for the push down like so. But I need it. I need it to reject this range, close bearish, and then I can take the next candle down. Because I don't really want to. This is probably the last candle I'll look for a half risk trade in this sort of range. So I don't want it to get super big. I don't want it to get super big and start getting more choppy. So 30 clauses bearish here. I'll be looking for some sells. Yeah, I think that'll be clean. Yeah, cheers for the likes as well, guys. Nice one. We need 2 more to get to 20. Appreciate it. Yeah, so like I've just mentioned, 30 clauses bearish. It's rejected this level, look. It's rejected this level, close bearish. Well, if it does so, you're likely to see the next candle continue to the downside. So I'm gonna be watching that for that play down. Gold, yeah. And yeah, if I'm trading today, guys, I'm going to be trading 4 expresses together. I've got 4 expresses here linked, so we'll see if we can take something. If something wants to set up, I'll execute. But really, like I just mentioned in the, I need to put the horizontal line back on. Really, if I'm going to be executing today on gold, I need clauses above here or clauses below this level, and then, you know, this 30 could close bearish and I can take some sells on the next 30 closure. So in 8 minutes I could be looking for some potential sells here on gold. Goldie. What is Nas doing? Let's have a look at Nas quickly. Yeah, Nas is just in this range still, look. Can you see how Nas and gold are both in a range? All we need to do is stay patient and wait for the closure. Can you see? Range. Simple as that. Simple as that. Yeah. For half risk and confirmation, you need a strong candle closure in the direction you're trading. Okay? With impulse entry, it's not as needed. Like with the impulse I took on NASDAQ, the liquidity grab look at the liquidity grab. It didn't close bullish. Because on an impulse, it's not as needed. But on like a half risk entry like here, that we got the decent push on, it's needed. The bullish closure is needed. All right. Let's have a look at the comments, guys. On 30 time frame. Yeah, I'm looking at 32, mate. 30 and 15. Nothing setting up just yet. It's within this range, really. Yeah, it's within this. It's in this range. Same on Nasdaq. Nasdaq's within this range too. It's just about waiting for this closure, really. 30 minutes very clean for some longs, but if it gets back above this level, then we're on. If not, like I say, it continues to chop within here. That's just not my price action. I don't want to be entering choppy trades in here. I think if the next 15 gets above, that's even better. If the next 15 closes above like so, I'll catch the trade higher then. So I'd be looking to, you know, wait for the candle to close above, like so. Then I'll catch this next candle higher. Okay, I'll catch this candle looking for the play higher. So like I've already mentioned, I were open to sells if it closed bearish because sell set up. But if it closes back above, then I'm reacting to price closing above the level. I'm not getting trapped into a mindset of I can only look for sells. No. Yeah. Because there's nothing to tell me that gold can't continue higher into these highs until we break above. Okay. If it's this 15, then even better. If this 15 gets above, that's perfect. But like I say, we need to wait, really. Get this closure above, then we're cool. 15's looking good as well, because the 15's actually taking these lows. All we need now is the closure above. Closure above, I can look for the highs to get taken. See, NASDAQ as well. Get a closure below here. I can look for sells into these lows. We might have to wait for 2 entry potentials here. 950 subs, mate. Nearly 1,000. Yeah. Oh my god, insane. Wow. Is it 950? What's it at? I think we was at 930 at the weekend. Yeah, 950. Insane. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks to everyone who's tuning in and subscribing. 50 more and then we're at 1,000. Crazy. Yeah, crazy. It's been a good journey on the live, to be fair. Fully deserved, mate. Appreciate that. Nice one, Ben. Thank you. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, appreciate everyone who tunes in, you know. Tunes in, drops a subscribe, drops a comment, says hi. Get some value from the daily streams that I do. Are we waiting for a candle closure above the range? We go long, or below the range, we go short. Yeah, Natalie, that's right. So the first thing that I always do, and like I say, you'll learn that in the course videos. The first thing that I always do is find my range and find my targets. Can you see? I found my range, my levels, and I found targets up. I found targets below. Okay? So now I've found my targets and my range. I'm now waiting for a closure. If we get a closure above, I'll look for the longs. If we get the closure below, I'll look for the sells. So I'm letting gold decide which way it wants to close now. Can trading bots really make profits? I mean, I'd be careful, mate. I'd be careful. I don't think a lot of bots are tested for a long enough period of time. I think a lot of them are a lot of rubbish, and a lot of them can't trade discretion. Obviously, the bots. And I think a little bit of discretion in trading is what makes a trader profitable. You know, bots, and they don't have emotion. They can't understand what the market's doing and stuff a lot of the time. So a lot of them do fail. But like I said, do your own research for them. There probably is a few, but I'd make sure that I med it myself. I've personally never used one. I enjoy trading. Are we talking about the 15-minute candle closure? Natalie, for my closes, I use the 15 and 30 mainly. So either, you know, you can get a valid entry on the 15, which isn't valid on the 30, you know, and it's the same if you flipped it. You can get an entry that's valid on the hourly and the 30, that's not valid on the 15. So I flick between the 15, 30, and hourly, and, you know, I'll only take the entry that sets up and which is valid on that time frame. Okay. But right now on gold here, you can't really do much until we break out. There's not much to do until you break out of this sort of range area. As well, guys, if you want to join the free Telegram, feel free. I've just pinned the comment. If you want to join the free Telegram, just click that link. Both? Yeah, they're both, yeah. Going through your YouTube is now, yeah, good, Natalie. Do you mean the private education videos? Yeah, make sure you're looking through the private education videos in the Discord. Yeah. They're the main ones, like the webinars and the trading course. Go through them. See, Nasdaq's just ranging. Look at this. Nasdaq and gold just ranging. Yes, the private education videos, super good. Yeah, appreciate that, Natalie. Keep going through the content. Like I say, it might be a little bit overwhelming at the start. Just stick with it. Like I say, it is quite a simple strategy that I do teach. But, you know, you need to give it a couple of... Whatever you do, you got to give it a couple of weeks to start getting to grips with what I look for. But yeah, you will pick it up. And then the course videos and the webinars are very in good detail, so that's really all you need. But yeah, appreciate the feedback on them. But yeah, we could be on for some decent shorts here if we close below this level. You know, if we close below here, 33.13, there could be a decent sell potential. I think we've got decent sells into this structure here. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I think there's a lot of people getting trapped within this range here. It's a very, look at this. Look, it's a very choppy range. And this is what I said to the members in the community. I said, don't be looking to get trapped within here. Let gold tell you and confirm which direction it wants to go. And for that, you need a closure or you need a closure. Okay? And it's the same with Nasdaq, look. Is there any confirmation which way it's going to push? Well, no. Only when it closes above here. Or when it closes below here. Okay? Get all this off my chart. Been on for an hour and a half now. An hour and a half trying to catch this. Trying to catch something on gold here. There's not been much. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Like I say, guys, it's only Monday. It's the first trading day of the week. There's a big week to go. Like, last week, I didn't take anything on Monday. Okay? And the rest of the week, I took like 8 trades. So the first trading day, I didn't take anything. And then Tuesday to Friday, I took 8 trades and I finished like over 2k up. So I understand that the strategy is not going to give you a trade every single hour. I know it's not going to give you a trade every single session. And I'm not here to take a trade every single minute. I'm just trading. If the plan sets up, I'll take it. If not, it's a win because I didn't take a trade when the plan didn't set up. Simple as that. You know, you need to understand it's also a win if you're not trading when you shouldn't be. Okay? Just chopping in this range, typical Monday. Yeah, it is. It's Monday. You got to be patient on Mondays, guys. This was the trade today. It's already give you like 2 or 3 entries. Gold gave an entry down here. It gave an entry here, and it gave an entry here. Gold's already gave 3 or 4 entries in London. That's the trade in London. You know, yeah, it's one push up, but you could have entered 3 or 4 positions on the way higher. Okay. So that was the trade on that was the London trade anyway. Yo, Terverus, how's it going, mate? Welcome, welcome. Hope you're good. Today is hard. Today is just patience, mate. Doesn't break out, doesn't trade to the plan. That's it. It's done. Same with Nasdaq, look. Bullish, bearish within this like tight range here. There's not much for me to do here. I'd rather be waiting than trying to take positions up here and price reverses and is in drawdown or is in stop loss. And to be honest with you, guys, you need to understand as well, like, if I was on live stream, all I would do, if I wasn't on live, all I would do is set an alert here and set an alert up here. And I would just wait for the alerts to go off. I wouldn't be sat here watching it like I am now. It's because I'm on live stream, we're asking questions, we're giving value. Well, I'm giving some value away with questions and stuff and doing some analysis. That's why we're here, which is absolutely fine. Because obviously there's stuff to do, but you know, if I wasn't, I'd set an alert here, and just let gold do its thing. You know, but that's why it's super important to wait for the breakout. You know, it's super important because, well, anybody going short too early at this level here or here, well, look at that. They're in drawdown, they've taken a loss because it's pushed higher, rejected the level, getting into the market too early, not understanding that we're at a big level of support, okay? And it's the same for anybody who's looking to buy too early, look. Bang. Reversed, hits the stop loss. Look at this. Reverse, hit the stop loss. So for me, I'm not bothered if I'm waiting inside this range. I'm waiting for a close above for buys, I'm waiting for a closure below for sells. And I'm not doing anything until I get that now, because gold's chopping and I don't want to be taking buys and sells within here, just like 95% of people are doing who are losing, okay? I always start trading from 8 a.m. Might be better to start earlier. Always seems to be clean moves. Yeah, pre-London's clean. Pre-London has some good moves. Asia, pre-London. I mean, I just stick to like normally 7 o'clock till like 10. And then I'll have a break for a couple of hours and then I'll trade from like 12 till 3, 4. Yeah, about 12 till 4. So I'm trading for maybe like 6 hours. 6 hours, but I'm not always staring at the charts for them 6 hours. Like I just mentioned, I'll set alerts. Yo, Ron, how's it going, mate? How are you, mate? I'd love to see how many people have taken some longs here. There'll be so many people getting chopped about in some longs like this. This is a quite a retail thing to do is long here. Longing at a big level, very, very risky. Cheers for the likes, guys. Nice one. Appreciate it. Yeah, if you wanna get inside the free Telegram too, guys, the link is pinned in the comments. I got trapped, thought we had a breakout, down 350. Nah, no breakout here. You know, anybody trading within this sort of, you know, look at it, you're coming into a big level here. This is just very retail. A big retail trap to try long. If you tried longing up here, very, very retail. A lot of retail would have been caught in longs up here. This is a... And anybody who doesn't understand liquidity too, okay? So, for anybody who doesn't understand liquidity, they're taking this trade and they're getting stopped out. Because look what's happened. If we zoom in here, this green candle has taken this liquidity, look. Can you see? This green candle has taken the liquidity, not to continue higher, but to continue lower. And what have we also done? We've also come into a level of prior support and resistance. So not only are we rejecting this level, we've also taken liquidity to continue down. So going long anywhere near these highs and this level is very risky and very retail. It's a very big retail trap, okay? And that's why I wanted a closure above all this. Get a closure above, then I can look for longs, okay? And yeah, look at it. Reversed, push down. Like I say, if it's to your plan, it's not a bad thing, but yeah. Not to my plan though. Because that's why it's so, and that's why it's so important to understand liquidity. Because this is not a liquidity grab to then continue higher. This is a liquidity grab to take stops and reverse. Understanding that is how you prevent being faked out and taking trades, silly trades too early. Okay. I looked on the 30. Even on the 30 though, even on the 30, it's a liquidity grab. Look, it's a liquidity grab, and it's a rejection. There's no breakout. And yeah, you might have had a breakout here, but you've still taken liquidity and not closed bullish. Look, you might have broke above this level, but you've still taken liquidity, and you're still coming into a big level here. So you need to be a bit more aware of other levels, and be more aware of what price has actually done. okay? But just learn from it. It's not a bad thing. Don't be annoyed. Understand why it's happened and learn from it, okay? Don't take every loss to heart. It's just a loss. It's just a thing. It's just not a win. It's just whatever. It is what it is. You've got to. The best thing to do is not just to shut your laptop and step away and then come back and learn from that, and then don't do it again. Da da da. But yeah, there could be some decent. There could be a decent short here on gold if we get that closure below. Get the closure below. I'll be looking for some sells. It needs to get below first. Maybe the 30. I'll probably take the 30 or the hourly. Yeah, I'll probably take the 30 if it closes below in 9 minutes. 30 closes below. I'll be looking for some sells. But until that, we'll see. Like I say, if this 30 doesn't close below, I'll probably be finished. I'll finish up there and then trade live with the community. Sorry guys, just replying to a message. What's my TP? TP, I'll be looking to take down into these lows here. This sort of level. We've got some lows here, and we've got a decent level of support and resistance here, so I'll be looking to trade into that. Joe, I'm gonna send you a clip on telly in 5 minutes. Yes, I'll mate. Oh, good. I'll have a look at it. Feel free to drop me a message, mate. Dun, dun. But yeah, there's, like I said, there's no trading. Now I'm going to be looking for entries if we close below here. $30-minute closure below this level, I'll be looking for sells. What I'm going to do is I'm going to delete some of these. Let me delete some of this out of the way, just so it's clear. Excuse me. Look at that. Big push to the downside. Taking all the... Look at that. Taking all these stops. Look, taking stops here. Now you've come to take these lows down here. Which mentors did you have? I've had many mentors, but I'd say the main person I watched recently, not recently, within like the last 2 to 3 years is probably Roger. Yeah. like I said, I don't really look at anybody now, but like I said, I've had a lot of mentors. But I'd say who I trade most like still now is probably Raja. Yeah. And like I said, I didn't really get into his mentorship. I just watched his stuff. But I was already quite high level in trading. All week of trading to lose all on Monday. Love it. Don't be, like I say, bro, don't be trying to force trades up here or wherever you took longs from. I'm just guessing that you traded up here. The week's long. Like, it's a big week there's a big week ahead. Like, I think trying to long up here is very risky. Like I've already mentioned, you've taken liquidity, you're coming into a big level. Yeah, you've got green candle closures, but that's what retail traders are seeing. Retail traders are seeing bullishness. They start longing at a level and it reverses. I'm actually looking for shorts. So if it closes below, will you go short? Yeah, that's right, Natalie. I will. I'll be looking to go short into this level here. Into this level, and then I'll be looking to trade it into the liquidity targets. But yeah, don't look to rush positions on a Monday. It's only a Monday. There's plenty of time. Hey, I'm going to see how this 30 closes. 30 closes bearish, then I'll look to take it. There's like 3 minutes left on the closure. Yeah, so you're right, Natalie. Just wait for your closes and then I trade into my targets. You know, when you go through the course, you'll see the first things that I actually look for are a range and targets. Because when I get a close, I'm looking to trade into them targets if it's a valid entry. You know? If it's a valid entry. Yeah, closes below here, I'll be looking for sells. Closes below here. If it doesn't close below here, then I need a closure. Unfortunately, it's just how it is. I'm not gonna deviate away from the plan. It's as simple as that. No closure, no trade. Mate, which one are we going to see first? I really don't know. And I'm not here to guess that. I don't get paid to guess which way it's going to break. To be honest with you, I'm not being a dick. Like, I'm not being a dick. I really don't care. Like, gold, if it breaks above, I'll take buys. If it closes below, I'll take sells. I'm open to both sides. So to answer the question, I really don't know, and I don't care. And I'm not being a dick, it's just how it should be. Okay, it's as simple as that. Okay. Yeah, I'm still recovering from a cough, by the way. It is getting better. And like I say, I don't predict in here. Anybody predicting in here is taking losses because they're predicting longs. One sec. Because anybody predicting within this range, well, all they've done is taken losses because, you know, they're predicting longs up here, price is reversed. They're predicting sells down here without the closure, price could potentially reverse. I'm not here to predict that. I'm here to react to what price does and trade what's in front of me. So if we get a closure below this level, well, perfect, I'll look for sells. If we get a closure above this level, well, perfect, I'll look for the buys. Until it actually gives me a candle closure, I'm not looking to enter the market, okay? Because price hasn't confirmed with volume which way it wants to push. The only way it can do that is by closing outside or above or below the range. Oh, it's frozen again. I'm gonna have to break all that down. One sec, guys. Let me... let me just... Let me get back on track. Right, there we go. We're back. Right, guys. Sorry about that. I'll have to explain everything that I went through. Like, I'll wait till you can see my screen again. Yeah, I re-clicked the Right, we're back, guys. Yeah. So what I was saying before we was interrupted by OBS messing about again. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. We're back. It's because OBS, I've got my two screens, you know, for the one set look for this, which I can get on for my execution, and I've got this. When I click the wrong screen on OBS, it freezes. It's just like a technical thing. Anyway, so yeah, what I was saying is within this range, anybody trying to predict longs and shorts within here are most probably taking a loss. You know, they predicted longs up here, it reversed and hit the stop. Predicted longs up here, reversed and hit the stop. Even for sells, anybody trying to sell down here, well, look, price is reversing at this level. Within this range, gold doesn't know what it wants to do. Gold's undecided. And the only way for me, you know, to get that confirmation, to get that confirmation that price is going to continue in that direction and not chop about like so, is to wait for a candle closure below. Okay? Or is to wait for a candle closure above. This, a closure above and below out of this range, will confirm that direction for me. If I get a valid entry as it closes above, well, I'll execute that. Until we get that closure, I can't do anything. Okay? But we'll see. That, like, gold on the hourly could start pushing above, and I'm open to buys. But I need to clear this level. If I'm going to be open to buys, and I'm not trading within here. Yeah, cheers, guys. Cheers for letting me know about that as well. Appreciate it. But I've been on for 2 hours now, guys, and I'm gonna go and trade live with the community, I think. Yeah. I'm gonna go and trade live with the... I'm gonna go and trade live with the members, but you can see my analysis. Anybody on YouTube, if you're not in the community... Guys, if you're not in the community and you're actually interested in joining and learning the strategy, I've just put in the comments community and the link for you to sign up. Like I say, you get the full strategy, the private chats, the webinars on the weekend, the daily Zooms with the members, everything you get there in the community. So feel free to sign up with that link. But like I say, guys, I'm gonna head off. We've been stuck in this range for like almost 2 hours on stream. And I don't really want to sit here. So what I'm going to be waiting for, like, I will sit here and answer questions, but, you know, it's not good practice to try and execute positions in here. So what I'm going to be waiting for is a closure below 33.12, and I'm going to be looking for sells down, or a closure back above this level here at 33.21, but then pushes higher. Okay? So that is my main, you know, that's my analysis for coming out of the US, well, coming into the US session now, okay? That's what I'm watching. I don't want to get trapped in a range, so I'm going to personally set an alert here, and wait for the breakout. Overall targets, first targets are here, secondary targets are here on gold for buys, and for sells, I'm going to be looking to trade into this structure and then further down, okay? So yeah, that is my analysis, and let's see if we can get a breakout. Stay patient in here. Stay patient in this sort of range that we've been stuck in since, look at that, since 11:30. So for like 3 hours almost. BG, appreciate you too, mate. Like I say, guys, I'll be live tomorrow, same time, about 1 o'clock UK time. 1:45 UK time. All right? Make sure you subscribe. Join the free Telegram, which is pinned, so you never miss a live. And everybody who's here, I appreciate for everyone for joining. And I'll see you tomorrow. Discord members, if you're in the community, let's see if we can catch a breakout and trade gold out of this range. So breaks are below, but yeah. Anyway, members, community members, I'll see you in the chats very shortly. And if you're just joining from YouTube, I appreciate you for tuning in, and I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Yeah, good stuff, guys, and trade safe, wait for the closure, enjoy your day, bye bye.